Hey, it's me. Quarantine. I'm back with another YouTube video. This time I am focusing on everything regarding the 2022 art study group that I am hosting on Patreon/Discord. What am I doing with my hands? I am in a different setting. I'm in my bedroom slash my second office space. The first one being my kitchen island downstairs where I stream from. Behind me is the XP pen that I rarely use. Anyways, not about my setup. This is about the study group. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've been talking about this study group that I'm putting together for the new year. I think the idea actually came from people on Twitch who also are my patrons, so sometimes I get those two audiences like mixed up. But basically people were looking for a study group or a community to join where they could actively learn and grow and get better together. And I thought, yo, great idea, because I feel like I fell off when it comes to studying the fundamentals and practicing art as much as I used to towards the end of 2020, earlier 2021, which is when I was doing the 365-day art challenge. I was so consistent about studying fundamentals every single day. And after that challenge, I kind of grew a little bit with like followers and shit on Instagram. And I've been really kind of not focused, but I've been like splitting my energy between like running that as like an art business and then also like drawing. And I kind of miss just drawing. And so this would be the perfect way to hold me accountable to still study so I can continue to improve at the rate that I was improving at the beginning of this year. So I asked some people on Instagram to send me some questions about the study group. I also have some questions from like Twitch and Patreon that I put together. It's on my phone, so I'll be reading off my phone. And hopefully this will answer any and all questions regarding the study group that I'm hosting. Okay, first and foremost, what is it? So basically what I have envisioned is that every single week, we as a group will cover one topic. The first week of January, we're covering female heads. Now, you can take that in whatever way you want to take it. So like if you want to do like eyes, nose, mouth, head, like everything, go for it. If you want to do full-blown rendering, go for it. For me, I'm going to be doing structure and also maybe some like shadow and light stuff. Because I feel like I don't always quite know where the shadow hits and where the light hits and whatever. That's what I'll be studying. But if you choose to study something else regarding the female head, go for it. It's completely up to you. It's your art journey. It's also where you are in your art skill. Like if you're a super beginner, maybe yours is more so like the structure, like what's the alignment of shit? Like that's where you're at, that's fine. For other people, it's lighting, it's shading, it's depth, it's all those kind of things. So like, it's up to you how you want to interpret it. Now, if after we do this month, if we think that, okay, covering one topic per week doesn't make a lot of sense, maybe we do like Mondays in January, we do the female heads, and then Tuesday we do like the torso, and then Wednesday we do lighting, and then Thursday, like whatever, and then we kind of like cycle through it that way. We could also do that. I think this way is a bit easier for people to follow along with. And also if you miss, like, let's say you can't draw on Monday for whatever reason, then you're still with the group on Tuesday or on Wednesday. The recommendation that I am suggesting is half an hour every single day. I feel like half an hour is enough time for you to warm up and kind of get into the rhythm of what we're trying to do. And then by the time the half hour is up, you're kind of like, okay, let me push for an hour. At least for me, like once I start drawing, I just can't stop. And so if I cut out on half an hour, I end up drawing for 2 hours anyway. So yeah, again, that's me. If you are someone that only has 15 minutes a day, then do 15 minutes a day. If you're someone that really wants to do an hour a day, then do an hour. Like, I'm not policing the activity. It's completely up to you. I will be following the schedule very strictly. I will be drawing every single day. If you're not crazy like me and you want to do it every other day or take off on Wednesdays, that's fine. Just do what feels right for you. So yeah, so their study group is available to all patrons and to all Twitch sub members or whatever they're called. I don't have that many, but it's available to those two demographics, I guess I should say. And once you become a patron or a Twitch sub person, then you get access to the study group on Discord. And so on Discord, we have multiple different like rooms or threads or whatever they're called. I have no idea. So on Discord, and you guys can't see this yet, it's the 30th when I'm recording, but this will go live on the 1st of January. Essentially, we have a study group thread. I don't know. And there are different rooms that you can go into. So homeroom is where you would post all your progress updates, all your photos, or your pictures, or your pieces, whatever you want to call them. You can talk to other people in the study group. You can chat. That's what homeroom is for. Class announcements, that's for me. That's where I'll make announcements regarding the live demo schedule and also the topic for that week. Library is an important one. That's where people will upload any tutorials they find, any art classes they find, online books, books on Amazon, like whatever you have, whether it's free or not free, you will post it in the library. And then at the end of the week, I will then grab all those resources and put them in a folder and post that either on Patreon or like on a Google Drive somewhere so that it's available for everyone just in case you want to go back and reference it. Or if you join the study group in March or April or whatever, you can go back and see, okay, here are all the different like materials that people have found all over the internet regarding these topics. The critique room, which I think I'll change to like office hours. I think it's like to keep it on theme with the school thing. And that's where you will post, let's say we're focusing on female heads and you have some questions or you want some feedback regarding the piece you drew. Then people will go in there and they can give you feedback, constructive and kind feedback. And you guys can like bounce back and forth there. And then we have music and study. That is a place where we will play music. I will curate a playlist, and for whatever reason, if you don't have your own music to listen to, then you can listen to it on Discord. And the last group that we have here is a live group study. That's where I will go live for either half an hour to an hour, depending on my availability. And I will demo the topic of the week. Again, I'm not a teacher, so I'll just demo how I approach it. I'll do that once a week towards the end of the week so that people have had a time to like research the material on their own and study on their own, and then we can come together at the end of the week and see what worked, what didn't work, what do we need more practice on, etc. Cool. That's the Discord. Again, my Discord is called The Blue Room. The link will be below here. It's also like on my Instagram. It's everywhere. You can find it. But quick caveat, for you to be able to see it, you have to link your Patreon account to Discord. And you do that on the website, on Patreon. So just so you know, like you have to link the two if you haven't linked it yet. I think you just need to link it one time and then it just kind of happens for all the other Patreon people that you might be patrons of. But that's just a thing that people don't know. How will we study together? I kind of already answered this before. I need water, sorry. Okay. Woo. Art level. The art level, that's a good question. I feel like this is really good for people who are beginners / people who have never drawn before a day in their life. I believe if you're pretty, like, if you would consider yourself an expert, I don't think you need this study group at all. But if you are just looking for some kind of structure or schedule, if you're looking to freshen up some skills, then this could be beneficial. But I think beginner to like intermediate is like the perfect spot for this. I would put myself at like intermediate, maybe even less than that, to be honest. So like this is my sweet spot, and I think people who are just starting, this is amazing for you. If you're like a professional, like like a real person, then I don't think you need this. Can we join at any time? Yes, you can. You can start and then drop and then come back. You can join at any time. All of the resources will be available to you on the Google Drive or on Patreon. As long as you're a Patreon, you will have, or as long as you're a patron, you will have access to these materials. Yeah, so at any time, feel free to hop in and just join with the group. That's no problem. Also, let's say we are on torsos, but you really want to go back to female heads, then split the time. Do torsos and female heads. Just know that like most of the conversations in the chat will be on that week's topic. So like if you're working on female heads, but everyone else is doing feet, like don't be like, hey, where are my female heads at? Like it's team feet, like we're on feet, so like just be mindful of the topic of that week. Just so that we can keep it pretty streamlined. And if you have any questions regarding any other topic, you can move that into the other parts of the Discord that are dedicated to like general conversations. Do we have to practice every day? I will be practicing every day because I'm crazy, but I also love to practice with intention. If you don't want to practice every day because of whatever reason, then don't do that. But I like to practice every day. I like to draw every day. So I will be following that curriculum. How do we share our progress? What a good question. So you can share your progress in the homeroom server thread space on Discord. If you want to share on Instagram, by all means, go and do that. We can create a hashtag. Let's do K-Teen Study Group. Yeah, hashtag K-Teen Study Group. And that is where you will, you can use that hashtag and other people who are in the study group can find it. I don't really care about numbers, like how many people are in this. It could be 2 people, it could be 5,000. I just want to make sure that everyone that's involved is getting something out of it that is useful and beneficial for their art progression. Art topics, how are they decided? I'm just kind of going through basic fundamentals of art. So I'm doing like head, torso, legs, figure drawings. Because I think that if your fundamentals are strong, everything else can follow suit. But if for whatever reason we want to freestyle and go rogue and focus on lighting, then we can do that. If we want to do background studies for a week straight, then we can do that. Like we can also like split it up so we're not just doing fundamentals for like 3 months straight. We can kind of break it up and do like really fun things in between. Vision boards, right? So I do suggest that before you join the study group, create a vision board. My example of the vision board is available on Patreon. I will also include it in this video, as well as some other people who did theirs as part of the early enrollment assignment. And I think this is really good just to ground yourself in what are your inspirations and what are your goals and what do you like about art? Like how we're drawn to certain people's pieces and art, like what about it draws you to it? Like I think thinking about why you're attracted to a piece of art can help you shape your mind into creating that thing that you're attracted to instead of just drawing blindly. So the goal isn't to like look like Likelihood's art or C.T. Chrysler's art or anyone else that's like really huge on Instagram. The goal isn't to draw exactly like them by the end of the year. I just want us all to pay attention to what we find attractive in these pieces, and then how can we mimic some of that charisma in our own pieces. What time will you be going live on Discord? That I don't know. I will figure it out as we progress through the week. I'll make an announcement like a couple days in advance so you know. But yeah, that one I can't really figure out. So yeah, those are all the questions I got for the study group. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below or just hit me up on Discord. I'll see it. One caveat I will say is that if you sign up anytime before the 1st of January for my Patreon will charge you again on the 1st. And so if, like I said, my lowest tier is like $2 a month, so you will get charged on $2, like $4 total in the next couple of days. For some people, not a big deal. For other people, it's a pretty big deal. So just be mindful of that. If you want to wait until the 1st, by all means, wait until the 1st. I get it. And that's completely fine. Let me check to see if any more questions came through. How long is the study group? It's for an entire year. So yeah, it's for the entire year. We're doing this forever. And then if we love it so much and we want to keep on doing it in 2023, we can. If we want to make it bigger and better, so be it. Whatever. It's whatever we want it to be, you know? Will you be providing some reference samples? Yes. So if you guys need samples for, that's a good idea. Okay, so I can post some reference samples for female heads, for torsos. If you can't find really good poses on the internet somewhere, then I can provide some samples for you guys to study off of. That's a good question. And if you have your own reference samples you want to share with the group, then just put it in the library. Okay. What am I most excited for? I'm excited to see my own art growth because it was so dope seeing my art growth through the 365-day art challenge. It was absolutely insane to see how much I grew in my art skill. And I feel like people shy away from art because they're beginners or they haven't drawn, but that only means that you can only go up from there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's your first day drawing, like, you can only get better, and that's so cool. Like, you can't get worse, you know? So no matter what you do, if you're intentional about it, you'll be better in a month, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months. Like, you'll be so much better than when you started. I'm at the point where, like, I still have so much more room to grow, but the things that I have to improve on aren't as obvious or aren't as easy fixes as they were when I had like zero art skill. You know, like now it's like, oh fuck, like I'm really struggling to capture this thing because it's like a really detailed thing. It's a thing that deals with perspective, or it's foreshortening, or it's something like that, you know, it's character expressions. Like those are hard things to do. Versus like, oh, my arm is like 10 foot long and I just have to like reduce the character's arm so it looks like a normal fucking arm, you know, like, so like don't shy away from this if you are just starting. But what I'm excited to see is everyone's growth, especially the people who are in the very beginning of their journey. And like, if you keep up with this, I have no doubt that you will be absolutely stunned by your progress in like 2-3 months. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, all of my shitty art, if you scroll back on my art page, you'll see it. Like, it was crazy to see the shift in my art skill just by practice. Like, it's really, really just practice. Of course, there's some luck involved in it, like some like brain shit, but like for a lot of it, it's just practice. So that's what I'm most excited to see. Yeah, I'm just really excited to see how we all change and how we all grow and become better artists. Yeah, and also like it's really cool seeing the community grow. Like, that's really dope. I was so hesitant to start a Discord because I just fucking hate group chats, but I've grown to love this one because you guys are all really amazing people, and I can't wait to meet all the new people that join as we go through this study group. So yeah, that's what I'm excited about. It's a really good question to end on. Like I said, you can find me all over the internet, same username. Besides that, Happy New Year. I'll see you on the 1st. Link for the Patreon is down below. Catch me on Twitch. Stay safe and stay healthy and be smart about where you go. COVID is scary. It's a fucking scary world. Take the proper precautions to make sure you're safe and your family's safe. And that is enough of my PSA. All right, y'all. Bye.